Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And, I understand that when you're a parent, you do, some of you, okay, some of you do the best that you can do. And I also understand that, you know, once your kids, once we become of school age, especially once we hit that middle school, high school, and then we start to, participate in activities, sports, that sometimes depending on how your schedule is set up, you may not even see your kids like that. Honestly, when you think about it, right? If your kids wake up at 6:30, right? Get ready for school, go to school. School lets out what 3 o'clock, after school activities, right? Practice, whatever, tutoring, whatever, right? You're probably at work. You probably don't get home to 7 or 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. You know, you come home, you cook a pot of spaghetti. Girl, the spaghetti is the go-to meal. That'll last y'all for a couple of days because I gotta work. You might see them when you get home for about 30 minutes to an hour, maybe two, before they have to go to sleep, and then it's kind of like wash and repeat the next day, right? So sometimes y'all don't even get to see y'all kids like that. And then once we get into middle school and high school, that's when like a lot of the pressure starts to happen, right? Peer pressure, you're trying to find yourself, trying to fit in. I just I try and give kids the benefit of the doubt sometimes because I was a kid and I was the one who was not the bully, but the one who got bullied, right? And now as I've gotten older, you know, and maybe I tell myself this to kind of like just, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all. This is not no therapy session, but girl, it still bothers me. It does. I'm not gonna lie. It still bothers me. I'm not gonna lie. Almost 40 and stuff that happened in middle school and high school. Probably some, not even probably, but a little bit in college, still bothers me to this day. And I try and tell myself that, they were just kids. I mean, we were all kids. They were just kids. They didn't know any better. But then it's like, but I knew better. You know what I'm saying? Other people knew better. I wasn't walking around here, girl, a Tasmanian devil, and causing chaos and confusion all up and through the hallways. There were other people who were not causing chaos and confusion in middle school and high school, college, that did what they were supposed to do, or at least tried to. Tried to be, even as children, tried to even be decent, kind human beings. So and I've had this conversation kind of like with my sister and my brother-in-law before, because they didn't know the stuff that I went through in middle school and high school until like probably a few months ago. Like nobody ever knew. I never told anybody. Um, but they didn't know. My sister didn't know. So I was telling her, God was just boohoo crying too. Girl, I still remember, child. This was literally like a few months ago. Because all that stuff just hit me at once. I'm about to start crying now. Um, so all I'm saying is, I just wish some of y'all kids just would do better and not be so mean and be bullies. And girl, my stomach is growling. And not be bullies and disrespect people and beat people up. So I was on Gay Magazine. That's a blog. And so it says Broward County deputies in Florida have arrested two teenagers seen on video brutally attacking 14-year-old Chad Sanford last week at a neighborhood park. It's unclear if the third teenager seen on the video will face charges. This is a second attack on Chad due to kids bullying for being part of the LGBTQ community. In 2021, Chad made national headlines for being attacked and slammed to. All right, we back again, girl. We're gonna get through this. I know I'm a little emotional, child. Um, in the most recent attack, Chad received an invite to hang out at a park with a group of young people thought to be friends. They came behind me and jumped me, said Chad, who added that the assailant said, "Don't come around me with that gay-ish." According to Broward County Sheriff's Office, the two juveniles were arrested for simple battery and public orders crime prejudice, both misdemeanors. Her grandfather, who chose not to reveal her name to protect her identity, said that the attack should be investigated as a hate crime. It definitely should. "I don't get misdemeanor," she said. "It should be a felony. It should be a hate crime. If the two teenagers are charged with a federal hate crime, they could receive up to 5 years in prison." I get that people are kids again. We've all been kids. I think that, that's one of the things that frustrates me the most when people try and tell you, especially like when you start critiquing somebody's parenting, the first thing they say is you don't have kids. I ain't gotta have no kids. I know I was a kid. I know how it feels to be a kid. I know how it feels to not be seen, not be heard, girl, not be able to be vocal about things that you feel passionate about, right? I might not know how it feels to be a parent, but I know how it definitely feels to be a kid. Um, I think it should be a hate crime. And if they have to face if they face up to 5 years in prison, then so be it. So be it. So be it. Because we all know without a shadow of a doubt that if these were some white kids who had just beat up some black little boy or black girl and were calling them all type of N words, girl, y'all would be marching the street asking for 20 years in prison. Y'all kids are a hot ass mess, Savannah. Okay? Y'all kids are a hot ass mess, Linda. They walk around here and they pick on people and they bully people and they attack people. And then because they're kids, all of a sudden, the crime, they may not receive the punishment that fits the crime. When the truth of the matter is, there are kids out there who know better because I knew better. There were other people in school who knew better. So either the parents failed them, the guardians failed them, they were too busy trying to be cool for the other kids to realize that if you go around and you put your hands on someone, you could go to jail. That's why I always say, and I've been saying this for years, a lot of people, when I hear people get online talking about, oh, how I grew up, this, how I grew up, sweetie, the world does not operate on your block. And y'all gonna have to learn one way or another. That's how I grew up, where I grew up at, where I grew up from, how I grew up. Well, sweetie, you're going to have to go back where you grew up. Because the world does not operate on MLK time. The world does not operate off the street. The world does not operate on how the block was operating. You put your hands on somebody, your ass can go to prison. And in this instance, this is a hate crime. They made this trans girl believe that they wanted to be her friend, had her come to a location, and then they beat her. That's what happened. This is the second time it happened. And then y'all gonna be real pissed off. I hope this never happens. I hope this never happens. Y'all gonna be real pissed off if this trans girl snaps and girl takes out y'all kids. Get your kids under control. Anyways. Kim Zolciak Biermann's underage daughter, Ariana, arrested on suspicion of DUI. I don't care about these white people. I really don't. I mean, Kim, girl, Zolciak Biermann daughter, Ariana Biermann, whatever her name is, has been arrested on suspicion of driving while under the influence of alcohol. According to documents, Ariana Biermann and her boyfriend, Hudson McElroy, were arrested around... I gotta get something to eat. My stomach is growling. I know y'all hear it. Were arrested around 1 a.m. on Saturday morning, August the 13th, and were taken to some county jail in Georgia. The pair were subsequently charged with several misdemeanors. Biermann was reportedly charged with driving under the influence of alcohol, improper erratic lane change, and underage possession, purchase of alcohol. She has been released on a $5,120 bond. Her boyfriend was also arrested for an alleged DUI, along with allegedly furnishing alcohol to a minor and violating the conditions of his limited driving permit. Ooh, girl. Her lawyer, Justin Spiesman of Hawkins Spiesman Law Firm, denied the charges in a statement given to the sources. Let me tell you one thing about it, two things for sure. They ain't arresting a little white girl and her little white boyfriend probably. I don't know if he white or black. I'm sure he probably white because I'm sure Croy don't play that. But girl, the people ain't arresting a little white girl just because. Girl, if they're arresting a little white bitch, it's because she was out there, girl, drinking and driving. Period. She 20. She don't know no better. Like I said, girl, we've said this before. We'll say it again, girl. When I was in my 20s, honey, I was doing dumb stuff too. So it's not uncommon for 20-year-olds to get into some thing I know business getting in, right? But girl, you're not gonna get me to believe that she wasn't what they said she was. They done snapped that little white girl's behind her arm. Behind her back, put some handcuffs on her, and took her little ass to jail. The officer, despite Ariana's constant invocation that she was upset and anxious from the minor incident, the officer incorrectly concluded she was impaired by alcohol. That was not the case. She wholly denies these allegations and intends to fight these charges. She was drunk. She was intoxicated. I believe it. Like I said, girl, cops ain't just arresting little little white girls just for fun. Okay? So you could say that. Here go Kim coming out with a statement. Girl, I'm not reading this statement. Ariana was involved in a minor fender bender. Girl, it's always, girl, no, she was a minor. Okay? When police arrived on scene, the investigating officer immediately initiated an investigation for DUI of alcohol. Um, Ariana was not impaired by any substance, including alcohol and marijuana. She was being cooperative and honest. She admitted to consuming marijuana the day before, meaning over 24 hours prior to her contact with law enforcement. In addition, the arresting officer had evidence by his own police report charged Ariana with impairment by alcohol. Girl, blah blah blah. Girl, she did it. Girl, I don't care what Kim say. I don't care what Ariana say. Girl, now this the one time I believe the cops. This is the one time I believe the cops. Okay. Speaking of P Valley, and then I'm gonna get off here and really review the show. Take some notes for the show. Elarica Johnson opens up whatever her name is, the one who played Autumn Night, Haley Savage, Robin Rihanna Fenty, Savage Haley Knight, whatever girl, whatever Uncle Clifford called her, opens up about leaving P Valley after 2 seasons. It was my choice. Quiet as this kept. I ain't reading all this. Basically, long story short, the girl who played Autumn Night, when she left the other night in the seat, well, let me shut up, because I know some of y'all probably ain't seen it. Basically, I mean, I guess it really don't matter, girl. I just told y'all she leaving the show, but I'm not gonna tell y'all the scene. Basically, she's gone, and I'm not even mad about it because, girl, I could not get into the first season. Okay, girl, I understood her character. This second season, like somebody said in the comment section, what was up with this whisper in the dark, girl, sexy? Like, to me, her character was all over the place. Her voices were all over the place. Like, I understood Mississippi. Like, did you notice how Mississippi sometimes when she got around the girls at the club, she would be a little ghetto and hood and ratchet, right? But when she was at home with Derek, she kind of calmed it down a little bit, right? So I get when you get around a certain environment, or you start to kind of act like the other girls, right? But I feel like with Haley, girl, one minute wasn't she supposed to be from New Orleans? She ain't got no New Orleans accent. Everybody from New Orleans sound like they're from New Orleans. Right? I think she was supposed to be from New Orleans when the Hurricane Katrina hit, right? But then it sounded like at the beginning of the season, she sounded like she was from Chucalissa. Then she went from sounding like she was from Chucalissa to sounding like, girl, she was from England. Girl, because I think she really is from the UK. Then she sounded like voice completely changed. And then I did not understand, I did not like her and Andre's storyline. I just didn't like it. It was weird to me. It was all over the place. This sexy, in the middle of the night, sound like she always reading a poem, like, and when you come back, I'll be there. All right? Andre Wilkins. Like, I didn't understand all of what she was giving. So, girl, I'm actually glad. I'm not going to say I'm glad, but, I mean, girl, she leaving. It is what it is. Girl, I hope, because I don't know anything about this lady. But I hope she ain't one of those actresses who, girl, think that all of a sudden, girl, because I don't know, this woman could be, girl, a big actress, and I just don't know about it. But I feel like in my spirit is telling me, girl, that girl, this is probably one of her first acting gigs, and girl, she gonna feel, girl, don't get on your Nene Leakes, girl, because Nene Leakes tried to leave her other job thinking she was about to hit it off in Hollywood, and she was pleasantly surprised. So, Miss Johnson, be careful, honey. Be careful, be careful, be careful. All right, y'all. I'm gone. Girl, I need to blow my nose. And y'all need to teach y'all kids. I know some of y'all try to do the best y'all can. You know what I'm saying? And then once your child pretty much is released to society, honey, it's really at that point, it's low-key kind of up to them to either engage in the bullshit. But I also know that some of you, especially when it comes to LGBTQ, you don't give a damn what your kids or how your kids treat us. You just don't. So, it is what it is. Y'all gonna put y'all hands on the wrong person one day and y'all motherfuckers gonna end up in prison. And it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And I ain't getting in the middle of no street. I'm not marching. I'm not holding up no sign. I'm not writing no Facebook post. I'm not getting on Instagram sharing nothing to my story. I'm not donating to nobody's GoFundMe account. I'm not sending them no prayers to God. I'm not giving no shout out. Because whatever happened to your little son or your daughters who was out here beating on trans girls and gays and lesbians, let them think about their fucking actions behind the bars. Maybe when they get out, they'll have a change of heart. Put your hands on somebody, you can suffer consequences. It's that fucking simple. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. Put your hands on somebody, and your new name could be inmate 57 do that 00375. So either y'all gonna teach y'all kids, or either they're gonna learn the hard way. All right, I'm gone. Bye, y'all.